Committee. I think most Americans know that China is in fact stealing our intellectual property. They're spreading globally.
That was California Congressman Devin Nunes, the ranking member of the House Intel Committee back in 2018 when he was the chairman of the committee, when it was becoming more widely known that China was stealing intellectual property, gaining technological advantages of the United States. Congressman Devin Nunes joins me right now, and I want to thank you, Congressman, because ever since I started at Fox, I was talking to you a lot. And over the first couple of years that I've been here 6 years. But by the time I was here 3 years or so, I was knee-deep in studying the FBI and its wrongdoing, the coup to take down Donald Trump, and China. Because of your investigations, I was following your investigation. You're still investigating China. You've been doing so since 2011, and now it's topic A. What have you learned?
Well, the concern that we had back in the beginning of the 2011, 2012 was that China was trying to take over the global communications architecture. So we looked into companies like Huawei that were, somehow underbidding every company in the world. They were, giving things away for free. And as we know, the Chinese don't do anything for free. That's why then they moved in from communications architecture, which I do believe now that's given them a global footprint to listen in and grab communications across the globe and to spy on not only people within the United States, but also our allies. So we warned way before anybody else. So we warned about those challenges. You also look at what they've done in giving money out to other countries where they now own their financial infrastructure and they own their energy structure. And I'll just finish on this, that the next big challenge here is going to be 5G. Our companies here in the United States are so far behind. China is giving out free 5G products. We are getting lapped by the Chinese over and over and over again, and we're going to have to make some changes if we want to deploy 5G across this country and beat the Chinese.
Congressman, you're doing a great job. You're investigating the real important things to the American people and to the national security of America. So thank you for that. While you've been doing this, your colleagues have been charging the president with collusion with Russia, which you had to take slams for because you investigated that it was actually a coup to take down the president. Let's go back to your reporting there and your investigation. Where are you on that? I know this upcoming week is going to be an important one for General Michael Flynn. What can you tell us?
Well, as everyone has been watching the coronavirus, our investigation continues. And most critically, there is a lot of new information that has come out in terms of things that were redacted or kept classified by someone, I don't know who, in both the Horowitz report and stuff now that is finally being declassified. And the real question here is why was this stuff being classified? Why were the American people being kept in the dark, still being kept in the dark? We finally just got to see the FISA warrant that was used against Carter Page. There's still a lot of black marks, in that FISA report. We need everything declassified so that we can continue this investigation. Why is General Flynn important? Because on Friday night, thankfully, Attorney General Barr has appointed a U.S. attorney out of Missouri to look into, what was going on in some of these investigations. And now we don't know what was submitted to the court on Friday evening, but we believe that it's possibly exculpatory evidence that the government had on General Flynn. And remember, in our report, the report which the House Republican report from 2018, it's the gold standard, of reports. If you look at all the other reports, whether it's the intelligence community assessment, whether it's the Mueller report, whether it's the Steele DNC dossier, those are all a joke, right? And the media, has been promoting this Russia hoax for so long. And the reality, you have the former head of the DIA who has been strung up here for year after year after year. And what was now likely, we're going to find out, he was framed. Imagine that, being framed by our own government and by political operatives who don't like you. And I think that's what we're going to find out.
And we have a timeline here that shows exactly the Michael Flynn situation. Of course, he met Donald Trump in August of 2015. They were already looking into Michael Flynn at that time because I guess he wanted an audit of the Department of Defense and of the Pentagon. He didn't understand where the money was going, and we see that some of the money was paid out by the Office of Net Assessments. Stefan Halper, who was an informant, was awarded a contract of several contracts up to $1 million for so-called studies that he was writing. But we know that he also was running into Trump campaign people. So there's that. You want to investigate and talk to a certain Russian individual. You say this is going to be very important for your investigation. Who is that, and what do you want to know?
Well, what I've talked about is, we're looking into what I call the 3 dossiers. Okay, we're drilling down into those, but because of the new information that's come out from the Horowitz report that's now declassified, we've been talking about for a long time, and the FISAs, we now are targeting what appear to be 3 Russian Americans. I think the most important one is somebody that we actually asked to come to our committee, named Sergei Millian. He is hiding somewhere around the globe. We don't know exactly what country he's in, but we really would like Sergei to come forward and talk to us because either he was working for Fusion GPS and the Clinton campaign and dirtying up Trump people, or it's quite possible he may have been framed. We don't know which of those is true, but we want to find out, and we really need him to, he can, call my office. We'll be glad to. If he's afraid to come back to his home country, the United States of America, we can make sure that that he can, we can guarantee his safety. But we need to hear from him because he is the source. He is Steele and Glenn Simpson and Fusion GPS's. He's one of their major sources. And guess who never interviewed him, Maria? Guess who never interviewed him? Robert Mueller's team. Robert Mueller's team. Even worse. Why would you not interview an important person like this?
Unbelievable. Congressman, thank you. We will be following this story, and we are waiting for accountability and to hear from John Durham, hopefully this summer. Congressman Devin Nunes. New York City